because I mean, I remember seeing you kind of post about this a while ago, but the backlash that you get on your social media from posting your hunting and posting the farm stuff, what is that like? And where do you kind of pick and choose to like, or do you choose to filter that stuff now, or you just say, F it, that it is what it is?
So originally I did choose to filter, right? I worked for a very public company that's very PG. And I was like, man, it's such a big part of my life, but I don't want to make people uncomfortable. Like a lot of people like being blind to where their food comes from. And if that's
Mhm.
you, that's cool. But I got my first like compound bow kill, and I'd been training. Literally, I'd shot today. Like I train almost every day to shoot a animal with a bow. And
You're
I
a
got
real
my first.
life Katniss Everdeen, and I respect it.
Thank you. Um, I I got my first compound bow kill, and it was a clean, ethical shot. Like she went like 20 yards and fell. Like I was so proud. And I tried to take a super artsy shot, right? Like I was in front of the deer. You like see it was my hair, and you see the deer's butt. Like you could tell there was a deer, but there was no like. And it didn't matter that I tried to be respectful. People still like death threats, threats against my future children, threats against Ray, threats against all this. And I was like, well, screw it. If you
Damn.
if either way you guys are like I lost probably 10,000 followers.
Wow.
So I was like, so like at one point you're like, man, like the cat's already out of the bag. Like I did it.
Right.
This is a
Yeah.
big part of my life. So if I'm getting so much attention for it anyway, I want to bring a ethical
A different
light
awareness
to
to
it.
it.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, it's like, I mean, obviously, I don't hunt. I don't know anything about this world. My father-in-law hunts, so he knows all about it. So, I mean, I've overheard his conversations about it, and I obviously get where you're coming from, especially like ethically and wanting to grow all your own stuff, and all of that is fantastic. But when you see on social media sort of like the backlash for what you're getting, where you are doing all of the right things, as
Right.
opposed
Yeah.
to when you see somebody that's just out, like, obviously when people lose their as they should, when someone's out just like hunting a lion or an elephant or things like that, like those are such completely different things. What is like your viewpoint on where those two things kind of stand?
So I guess where like I draw the line and what makes me like there's hunts I simply wouldn't go on, right? Like I said, I don't like processing birds and eating birds, so I don't bird hunt. I would never go through the turmoil of hunting an elephant because how the hell am I supposed to get that meat home? However, I know there's a lot of like farmers in like Africa that elephants wreak havoc on their ecosystems, right? They wreak havoc on their food. And maybe if I went to Africa and I knew I was helping a local like a local town or something take down this elephant and they were going to eat the meat, awesome. But I'm not. I'm uncomfortable and I won't partake in. It's called just trophy hunting.
Trophy
Now,
hunting, that's the word I was looking for.
there's
Yes.
definitely hunting you can do. You still can take a trophy from it and still use the meat. That's where like the line gets blurred because when you walk in my house, there's a huge deer head on the wall,
Right.
and to the naked eye or to the untrained, it looks like I just killed that thing and stuck its head on my wall. When in actuality, that is just the skin over a piece of styrofoam.
And then it was an animal that fed your family.
The tenderloins, the backstraps I got off this deer are like this, like to my like pubic bone to my head. They're humongous. Like it was the biggest deer. So like if I shoot a mature buck,
Mhm.
yes, they happen to have bigger horns and they're more meat. If you shoot a mature animal, it restarts the kind of pecking order of everything. So the younger bucks are able to not get killed and they can put
They
their
step
genes and
up.
so I like to be a part of the ecosystem when I hunt. Like if you go outside and you sit in the woods, like everything's trying to kill each other.
Mhm.
But that's how things work. That's how
Yeah.
things thrive. And I I remember one of my first times going hunting, just kind of understanding, like, because you're like, that's so beautiful. Like, I don't want to like end that, like, look, it's doing its thing, it's doing
Mhm.
its, but like, deer don't die of old age. You know,
Yeah, they usually get smoked by cars.
they get hit by cars, they die of infection, they get eaten while they're still alive by predators. Like, if I can deliver a clean heart shot on a deer, it doesn't know it got hit. It keeps walking, it gets tired, it falls asleep, and it's dead.
What do you recommend for people to be educated on this more, so that people aren't freaking out on your social media and, losing followers and all that?
So there is a show. It kind of got Ray into hunting. It shows you a different side of it. It's a guy called Steven Ranella, and it's a show on Netflix called Meat Eater. And this guy is a avid hunter. Like, he grew up in Michigan. He started like trap hunting squirrels, and they would eat the squirrels and the rabbits. And this guy has gone from that all the way to hunting moose in Alaska. Like, this dude's kind of been everywhere, and he eats
Moose
everything.
meat is delicious, by the way.
Moose is probably the best meat I've ever had, if I was
delicious.
being completely honest. Yeah, it is.
It's amazing.
And people don't realize how big a moose is.
Holy, it's
They're
astonishing.
dinosaurs. Fuzzy dinosaurs.
They're gigantic, like terrifying.
For sure. Like, if you have the balls to stand within 40 yards of a moose and shoot it, awesome.
Like, you see like video of like a moose swimming. Jesus.
Yeah. They're so agile and goofy
nuts.
and frumpy.
Yeah, they're crazy.
But this show on Netflix is called Meat Eater. Steven Ranella, and this guy kind of showed Ray because he didn't really want to hunt before he saw this show.
Mm-hmm.
It brings the story. Like, a lot of hunting shows are like, yeah, we're in Ohio. Oh my God, there's a deer. Boom, dead. Yeah. But like, what's beautiful about hunting is the kill is the shortest part of hunting, the least exciting part of hunting. It's the setup. It's being in the woods. It's learning about where the deer go, how the deer are, like learning what the deer are up to. And then after you put it down, like, that's where the work starts. Like, the 3 seconds it takes to take the animal down there's no feeling in that,
Sure.
Like, it's kind of like wrestling. Like, no one's gonna remember what you do. They're gonna remember how you made them feel.
Yeah.
Same with hunting. So Meat Eater on Netflix is where I would kind of start, and then kind of goes from there.
Branch out from there. Okay, great.